Standard homeowners insurance. Homeowners inclusion gives financial insurance against misfortune because of fiascos, burglary, and mishaps. Most standard arrangements incorporate four fundamental kinds of inclusion: inclusion for the design of your home, inclusion for your own effects, responsibility insurance, inclusion for extra everyday costs. Inclusion for the design of your home. Your homeowner's strategy pays to fix or revamp your home on the off chance that it is harmed or obliterated by fire, tropical storm, hail, lightning, or different fiascos recorded in your approach. Most arrangements likewise cover segregated designs, for example, a carport, device shed, or gazebo, by and large for around 10% of how much insurance you have on the construction of the house. A standard strategy won't pay for harm brought about by a flood, quake, or routine mileage. While buying inclusion for the design of your home, recollect this straightforward rule: purchase sufficient inclusion to remake your home. Inclusion for your own assets. Your furnishings, garments, athletic gear, and other individual things are covered assuming they are taken or annihilated by fire, storm, or other guaranteed debacles. The inclusion is by and large 50 to 70% of the insurance you have on the design of the house. The most ideal way to decide whether this is sufficient inclusion is to lead a home stock. Individual possessions inclusion incorporates things put away off premises. This implies you are canvassed any place on the planet. A few organizations limit the sum to 10% of how much insurance you have for your assets. You likewise have up to $500 of inclusion for unapproved utilization of your MasterCards. Costly things like gems, furs, craftsmanship, collectibles, and flatware are covered, yet there are normally dollar limits assuming that they are taken. To protect these things to their full worth, buy a unique individual property support or floater, and guarantee the thing for its authoritatively assessed esteem. Trees, plants, and bushes are additionally covered under standard homeowners insurance. Trees and plants are not covered for infection, or on the other hand on the off chance that they have been ineffectively kept up with. Obligation insurance. Obligation covers you against claims for real injury or property harm that you or relatives cause to others. It likewise pays for harm brought about by your pets. Thus, if your child, little girl, or even your canine, unintentionally ruins a neighbor's costly carpet, you are covered. Be that as it may, assuming they obliterate your mat, you're in a tight spot. The responsibility piece of your arrangement pays for both the expense of protecting you in court and any court grants, up as far as possible expressed in your approach records. Risk restricts by and large beginning at about $100,000, in any case, it's really smart to examine whether you ought to buy a more significant level of assurance with your insurance proficient. In the event that you have huge resources and need more inclusion than is accessible under your homeowner's strategy, consider buying an umbrella or abundance responsibility strategy, which gives more extensive inclusion and higher risk limits. Your strategy additionally gives no shortcoming clinical service, so assuming that a companion or neighbor is harmed in your home, the individual can essentially submit doctor's visit expenses to your insurance organization. Along these lines, costs can be paid without an obligation guarantee being documented against you. It doesn't, nonetheless, take care of the hospital expenses for your own family or your pet. Additional living expenses, ALE. Logger pays the extra expenses of residing away from home in the event that you can't reside there because of harm from a guaranteed fiasco. It covers in bills, cafe suppers, and different expenses, well beyond your typical everyday costs, brought about while your home is being revamped. Remember that the ALE inclusion in your homeowner strategy has limits. However, these cutoff points are discrete from the sum accessible to reconstruct or fix your home. Regardless of whether you go through your ALE insurance organization will in any case pay the full expense of revamping your home up to as far as possible. Assuming you lease part of your home, AL likewise covers you for the lease that you would have gathered from your occupant on the off chance that your home had not been obliterated. Anyways, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you on the next video.